Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Above Average Free Talk Sports Show with your host, the King Source. That's me, where we just talk about whatever's going on in the sports world. See, behind me is Wrigley Field. I said go with that one for this one. I got lots of backgrounds, over 100 of them actually. So, what's going on in the sports world? Let's take a look at the ESPN headlines as we did last week. Let me a second, pop it up there. And the first one is Mikaela Shiffrin can't explain her Beijing Olympic performance. She's just doing the next right thing. Huh? Mikaela Shiffrin saw herself in Simone Biles' experience at Tokyo Olympics after her own inexplicable performance at Olympics. She's found strength to move forward. In other words, she flopped. Flopped. Is what it is. Okay then. And then Robert Williams, or excuse me, Mike Williams, Phoenix Suns coach. We'll talk about Robert Williams too. Named top NBA's Coach of the Year. I don't think he earned it. Referees rigged the standings for him. I don't think he earned it. Yeah. NCAA issues reasonable NIL booster guidelines. Let's take a look into this one. They finally started to rein this stuff in. Let's see. The NCAA Division I Board of Directors guidelines Monday to clarify that boosters, including recently created companies designed to provide athletes in particular schools endorsement deals, should not have any contact with prospective college athletes, their family members, or their representatives. The laws are being violated, and it sounds like the NCAA is going to be stepping it up here. Yeah, member schools received new guidelines Monday saying that boosters are collectives who contact recruits or sign athletes to contracts that are contingent upon a player's attendance at a particular school are breaking NCAA rules. About time they crack down on this. My goodness, how can we crack down the transfer portal? So it can only be used if your head coach leaves or if your prompts number fills. Something to fix college sports. My goodness, the Division I Board of Directors said the NCAA could pursue sanctions against anyone who has egregiously violated these rules in the past 10 months since NIL rules were changed, but it's likely to focus more on issues that come up in the future. This reminds me about the player that just skipped down to BYU. You think what was his name? Antoine Davis. I'm gonna click on this. I saved it. Let me check. No. So what? I'm gonna see if I can find this because we need to talk about this. It is Antoine Davis. I was right. Because he only reason he returned to Detroit is NIL deals. He just violated the rules. Whoopsie. So let me tweet this out.
Come and help me get the rest of the food ready. It's almost ready.
So I'm going to tweet this at the NCAA. Antoine Davis' scholarship to stay with Detroit should be voided. He should not be allowed to play college sports this year or for his senior year because he blatantly violated that very rule the ESPN article was talking about. My goodness, we caught him. Wow. TheKingSource catches a guy cheating to stay at a college for an NIL deal, which it just said is illegal. Figure that one out. Wow. Was not expecting to do that. Let me think about this for a second. If you have a question, pop it up there and I'll answer it. But I need to think about this one for a second. Wow. TheKingSource catches an athlete red-handed cheating. Violating the very rules mentioned in this ESPN article. It's going to be interesting to see how that ends up. Tweeted it out. Caught the guy red-handed. The next one is from Scott Brooks. Didn't mean to injure Warriors. Peyton, don't buy it. Go watch the replay of that. It looks like it's on purpose. Williams suggests special seats for player families. Which Williams is this? There's lots of Williams around sports. Monty Williams, that's the Phoenix coach's son, so I got it wrong. Not Mike Williams, Monty Williams. That is bias. That is bias right there. That is a violation of the Constitution's anti-hierarchy clause. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Jokic to win second straight MVP award. That's a joke. Complete joke. I'm dead serious. He did nothing to even be in the MVP discussion this year. Ex-Spartan standout Payne dies. Yeah, feel for Michigan State and them. He was shot to death. The next one is Giants cut Bradbury, the quarterback, after failing to trade him. They had to trade in place. I don't get that. They had to trade in place. My goodness. Then we have the funny, all get out thing. I'll cover it more Saturday in the show, but called Yankee Stadium Little League Park when the home run he's complaining about would have cleared the fence in right field in Texas in their new ballpark, but the home runs that they hit wouldn't have. I'm going to mark that one down. Oh, that's not the right one. Chris Woodward. Okay, let's jot it down. We'll talk more about that on Saturday. And that's all the headlines there. Victims of Communism Day. That's weird. Let's check what other sports are popping up. The coaching voting results. Let's take a look at that. Monty Williams had 81 first place votes, which is more than all the others combined. Taylor Jenkins of Miami, 17. He had no business being in the race. Eric Spoelstra had 1. Udoka Boston, no business being in the race, had 1. That's a complete mess. The guy that should have won it isn't even listed there. Yikes. Wow, that's bad. That's bad. Colin Moran hits a home run. College football preseason top 25s have been very interesting to look at. There have been some surprises. Some teams heavily overranked, others not ranked enough. Got in this one, what is this article? Bama ranked number 1 over to Georgia, who's ranked number 2. A little weird there. Ohio State 3, Oklahoma 4. They moved up to number 5. Clemson fell from 4 to 5. Utah ranked number 6. They have no business even being ranked. That's how rigged it is. Michigan 7, Texas A&M 8, BYU 9. BYU probably should be up 15th, not 9th. North Carolina State have no business being ranked. Period. There's no reason for them to be near the rankings. Iowa, Baylor, another team probably shouldn't be ranked. Notre Dame has no business being near the rankings. Oregon 14, Wisconsin 15, Oklahoma State 16, Wake Forest 17, fishy for them to be ranked. Michigan State 18, fishy for them to be ranked. Houston 19, Penn State 20, they have no business even being top 50, let alone ranked. Arkansas 21, Pittsburgh, another team, no business being ranked. They're 22nd. Kentucky 23rd, they should be top 15. UCLA should be top 15, they're ranked 22nd. And Tennessee, 25th, Tennessee is no business being ranked. So USA Today's preseason top 25 is a complete mess. Complete mess. If you saw Nestor Cortez came very close to a no-hitter, went over 7 innings without allowing a run before a illegal hit broke it up. And I call it illegal because, quote, I'm quoting myself, so I don't need to say that, the pitch was literally impossible to hit because he swung previously 2 pitches out over the plate, one up and away, one down and away. Then you come in at the belt, there's no humanly possible way to adjust to that and hit that pitch. That's been known for over 100 years. But Nestor Cortez, 7-inning pitch, no runs, a hit, 11 Ks. It shows 0 walks. He had 4 walks. So they're just straight up lying. They are just straight up lying. I'm going to call him out on that. You can check the tweet. They're straight up lying. He had 4 walks. I watched the game. 103 pitches is actually a little bit wrong, too. I calculated 105 instead of the yes bot. However, official count qualifies over any of my calculations or the Yes Network one on that. And I don't know what the official count was. I haven't seen it yet. Source just mentioned that a question of him. Frank Schwindel headed back to the Cubs. He's on a flight to San Diego where the Cubs are playing next. Keep that one in mind. So I'll just go to retweet that for people. Mavericks ban fans who attempted to give unwanted hugs to Chris Paul. I don't think you should be banning fans for that, because that happens every game. What in the what? Oh. Just a second. Talk with the source here. That's why I got quiet. So give me a second. Yeah, the Cubs, they're kind of embarrassing right now, which is very fishy, but let's see. I'm trying to pick out other stories. What else we can talk about? Let's look at the MLB standings. The Yankees became the first AL team to 20 wins. The Angels could get their 20th win later today, which is unbelievably fishy. They're not going to have more than 15 wins. No team in AL West is. And you look at the rest of it, you have the Astros at 18 wins. They're not going to have more than 10 wins. Mariners 13, they should have 15. Rangers 11 wins, they should have 15. Oakland 10 wins, okay, that's about right. They should have 8, but I'll leave that one alone. But they're not the only fishy team. The Mets have 20 wins. They're not going to have more than 15. Braves should have about 18 wins. They only have 14. The Phillies should have about 18 wins. They only have 12. So a little bit of fishiness there. The Brewers have 19. That's about they should be. They're clocked 18. Cardinals 16 and 12. They should only have about 12 wins. It should be the exact opposite. Dead serious. Cubs have 9 wins and 18 losses. They should be the exact opposite. Dead serious. Cincinnati Reds 5 and 23 should actually have 12 wins. Dodgers should at 19 and 7 should actually have 22 wins according to the metrics. Padres 19-10 should have 17 wins, not 19. Rockies 16-12 should have about 12 wins. They should be like 12-16. Giants have 16 wins. They're not going to have 10. Diamondbacks have 15. They're not going to have 10. So you can see the standings are mixed up everywhere. Let's go ahead and run it down. The Yankees 20-8. They should have about 24 wins, I believe it is. Yeah, it's 24 wins. Tampa 18-11. They're not going to have more than 10. Blue Jays 17-13 should actually be 15-15. Baltimore at 12-17 should not have more than 5 wins. Red Sox at 10-19 should actually have 12 wins. So not much better than they are, but yeah. Minnesota Twins 18-11 should have more than 15. White Sox at 14-13 should actually have over 20 wins. They're a much better team than that. Guardians 14-14 should not have even 10 wins. Royals 9-17 should have about 15 wins. Tigers 8-19 should have 10 wins, so they're close again. So kind of run down the standings there. Current scores, it's Reds 1-0 over Milwaukee, surprise. Pirates and Dodgers tied at 0 on the top of the third. Tied at 0 in the top of the first is Detroit and Oakland. How about Baltimore beating Kansas City 6-1 earlier today? And of course, the Yankees got the 1-0 win. So I need to go talk with the source again. If you have questions, let me check right quick. No questions. Go ahead and drop your questions, and I'll answer them when I can. checking quickly here. Cubs lost their 6 in a row. One I wanted to mention is that coach fired from the New York Islanders today. I do not get this one. What's his name? Coach Trotz. We can run down the NHL scores. Rangers lead the Penguins 1-0 as they try to take a stranglehold on that series. Barry Trotz. Why did they get rid of him? Barry Trotz is one of the winningest coaches in NHL history, according to what I understand. I'm going to pull him up here. He's 59 years old, still has several good years of coaching in him. I think he could coach another 10 years if he wanted to. But if you look at his record, I need to check this. He's coached in 1,800 games, has 914 wins, to 670 losses, and 60 ties. Okay, now they haven't had ties recorded in a while. I think since 2003 season when they stopped recording ties and wanted everything wins. Then now it's called overtime loss or win or something like that. But yeah, overtime losses 168. That's a very good record. He won the Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals in 2018 season. Then he went to the Islanders. Lost the second round, lost the conference finals, lost the Stanley Cup finals. Then they missed the playoffs. They just fire him? After 3 very successful seasons. Now the wins did go down, but they rebounded to where he did coach 82 games, but 48, then 35, then 32, then back to 37. So they got close. So something fishy is going on. Yeah. 4 Stanley Cup Finals appearances as well. Why would you get rid of this guy? Why? It's a head scratcher. A head scratcher, man. Wow. Ramon Laureano off Michael Pineda. Yeah, he's back. It's a line out, but he hit 102 miles an hour. But yes, Ramon Laureano's back for the A's. We'll see what, if any, impact that has. See any questions yet? The Rangers Penguins game, give me a second here. I believe it's still 1-0. It is still 1-0. And that's early in the first period. It's still 16-14. Florida and Washington series is starting as well. Well, game is starting. Colorado Avalanche have a chance to end their series against Nashville in a sweep if they can win. Dallas a chance to go up 3-1 on Calgary. By the way, it is Pittsburgh leading 2-1, and that is illegal. The Rangers literally scored a goal in overtime in Game 2 to take a 2-0 lead. They refs did not allow it. It called some BS penalty on them to stop it. That's why it's not 2-1. So, and it's now 15:32, 15:27 actually, updating weird. It's still 1-0 Rangers. Keep an eye on that. Just saw a lineup there. And Frank Twindell is in the Cubs lineup against the Padres, so interesting. So the Cubs lineup, if I was wondering, Wilson Contreras will be the DH and leading off, and he is not long with the Cubs because the antics he's pulling. He grabbed a player's crotch the other day, if you just saw that. Right fielder Seiya Suzuki batting second. Suzuki needs to bat third or fourth. He cannot be batting second. Patrick Wisdom batting third behind him. That's okay. That's okay, but they need a lefty in there somewhere. You have Jan Gomes, the catcher, batting fourth, and Twindell, the first baseman, switch hitter, batting fifth. And Nico Horner, the shortstop, batting sixth. Ian Happ in left field, batting seventh. Nick Madrigal at second base, batting eighth. And the center fielder, Jason Hayward, batting ninth. Kyle Hendricks starting. And lots of Cub fans want Hayward to go. He's not going anywhere. The contract's too big. They can't just release that and eat that. They need to try to get something out of him. Unless they could find a trade partner, which is very unlikely. So keep that one in mind. They're talking about Tua Tagovailoa a little bit low on this tweet. I do not agree with this. The Dolphins aren't going to field a top-tier offensive third-year quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa doesn't improve. He was in and out of the lineup as a rookie and was largely underwhelming in year two. Out and out lies right there. And that's from Bleacher Report. He was not underwhelming in year two. He was actually very improved and very impressive. Even if he plays the same way, you're going to see 35-plus points game from the Dolphins. Because now he has the weapons that are going to be dropping the passes he was throwing. He's got the running backs behind him, and Edmonds and Beathard, I think, is the other one, to actually have a run game behind him. So, yeah. Okay, so we got another about 9 minutes. Let's start getting questions in. Push to an hour. I was planning on a half hour today for this show. This show's usually a half hour unless we have talk to push it further. Dodgers played winning bets when Cubs foiled. Not sure what that headline means. Oh, it's the Tom Ricketts saying that the Dodgers spend to win. They want to win. Interesting. Capitals will send a message with some hits. It doesn't matter if it hits. What matters is put the puck in the net. I played street hockey professionally for 4 years. It was a lot of fun. I worked under a guy named Rod Miller and Jeff Sharpless. He was the goalie for the Salt Lake Grizzlies. Rod Miller was their center. So, rejoining after opted yes, it means injury. That means injury. He's called back up, so. I have no interest in watching 400 more Nick Madrigal plate appearances this summer. That is a diehard Cubs fan. Nick Madrigal's been that bad. Another one demands a Contreras extension. Yeah, I don't see it coming. Mom, pick up your phone. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Sign behind home plate, the Cubs game. By the way, there's still a lot of tornado risk around the country. This is around St. Paul, Minnesota. Yeah, they got tornadic weather up there. And I mean massive tornadic weather. Cubs place David Robertson injured. There's your corresponding move. And that is fishy. David Robertson had his best year in 5 years. And Adrian Sampson option as well, according to Taylor McGregor. He's one of the top Cubs reporters, who did not know that. She's basically the Cubs, the Meredith Morakovitz. That kind of fills you in there. So, yeah, now talking about David Robinson having his best year in a while. We're talking about 4 or 5 years. Nelson Diaz goes on the injured list. That's fishy. He's using foreign substances and Cubs are trying to avoid a suspension. That's fishy. Shaq and Rudy Gobert had a massive fight. It was hilarious. Because first it started from Spice Adams. He plays basketball in the street ball league. He said, I think Rudy Gobert can hold you to like 12 points. And Shaq says, yeah, in the first 3 minutes. Shaq is underestimating Rudy Gobert and how long he is. I don't think Shaq could do anything against Rudy Gobert because of how long Rudy is. And they say Embiid dominates Rudy. No, he does not. The clip they're showing is a blatant offensive foul. You can clearly see him shove Gobert to the floor in that. People don't understand just how good of a defender he is and how long he is. That's what makes Rudy Gobert's defense, how long a player he is. A 7'9" or 9'9" wingspan, whatever it is. I think it's 7'9" wingspan. So, Yankees have championship level pitching. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They have the pitching this year. The hitting is my question. I think they need to add a bat. See here. Jacob Odorizzi pitched impossibly well for the Astros. Guy says F. Patrick Nemeth. Why? They called a penalty on Patrick Nemeth for high sticking. That was no penalty. That was no penalty. The Capitals now do have a 1-0 lead on Florida. And they have I think it's a 2-1 lead, so if they win that one, that series is in trouble. Now, in NHL, 27 times teams come back from a 3-1 deficit, and I think it's 22 times a 3-0 deficit. So that happens in NHL for some reason. Don't ask me why, but it does. Checking some stuff. That did not look like a penalty. I now watched the replay 4 times. It does not look like a penalty. It looks like a fishy one, like a ticky-tack where they're looking for a penalty to call for some reason. And the Rangers won the face-off on the penalty, so they could kill some time. That could take down 30 seconds, one face-off win. No problem. I'm actually a bigger NHL fan than NFL or NBA, believe it or not. So, I've broken a few NHL moves over the last year. So, the New York Rangers won 52 games out of the season. When was the last time they topped 50 wins? Of course, the best records were the Carolina Hurricanes and Colorado Avalanche, respectively. I think the Avalanche were, by conference, I should say, anyway. So we'll go here for another couple minutes. Probably wind it down. How about the Red Sox? How funny is it to watch the Red Sox Twitter have a complete meltdown with how bad they are? That is so freaking hilarious. My goodness. Now, a couple of big-time comebacks. BYU versus number 6, Wisconsin, 22-point underdog, and they won that game by 3. BYU versus number 2, Gonzaga, 20.5-point underdog, and they won that game by 2 or 3 points. So there have been some big-time comebacks around BYU, and then one was football, one was basketball there, if you didn't pick up on that. By the way, Gonzaga wants out of the WCC. They want to be in a better conference. We'll see if that actually happens. People still aren't getting it. Antoine Davis violated NCAA rules by staying at a school just for NIL deals. That's not legal. It violates so many rules. And Pittsburgh cheats to tie it. They shoved the goalie out of the goal and put it in. There's a stoppage. I don't know if the Rangers are challenged that or not. But they're saying Sidney Crosby scored. No, he did not. They knocked the goalie out of the goal crease, which is illegal. And they're allowing the goal. Video review. They are reviewing it. They are reviewing it. They are reviewing it. They better overturn that because of the penalty it wasn't called. NHL doesn't overturn much. It's like 1% of calls get overturned. Well, guess that's going to be the show for today. I've got to get on to other things. I have a meeting in an hour and a half I've got to get prepared for as well. Hope you enjoyed the show. We just talk about sports. Anything sports every week around 4 or 5 p.m. West Mountain Time, if I can frickin' say it. 7 p.m. Eastern. 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern.